All right, bet.
Recording in progress.
Yo. Welcome in. Take notes, grab a pen. Welcome back to another episode of the Honorable Marvin Coop Show. We are doing another WWE pay per view rewind. I got the homies, Andre the sports guy, and my man JoJo. What's up, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Hey, life is life. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Life is life. But it's all good. I ain't gonna trip.
Hey, thank God you get to see another day.
Hey, man.
Facts. All right. This is, in my opinion, by far the best pay per view in 2009. The No Way Out 2009. Fellas, like I said, this is a personal one for me. Don't ask why, JoJo. But surprisingly, this was one that didn't have no women's match in it, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Didn't have no women's match, which was, I was a little pissed off. But I felt like this pay per view was business, all business. We had some personal stuff. These chamber matches was incredible, man. By far, the best chamber matches I've seen. Like not including the elimination pay per view itself, but I'm sorry, by far that Raw elimination chamber was by far the best chamber match of all time, in my opinion. Then you had stupid Jack Swagger and Finley match, which they could have left. But some of these storylines, in my opinion, was cool. Like I said, some was personal, especially the Shane and Randy Orton one. He won that Rumble, so there was no need for him to be in no championship type of match.
Right.
Of course, Shawn Michaels and JBL. That shit was by far funny. Acting like Shawn Michaels is broke, even though his net worth in 2009 was $15 million. So where you broke at? But it's all good. They needed some type of story. So,
That's Vince
fellas,
McMahon right there.
what y'all thinking? Who wants to start? Or do y'all want to get into the matches first?
Let me start.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the first match, it was the SmackDown's Elimination Chamber match.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Undertaker,
Yeah.
Triple H, Jeff Hardy. You
Right.
had Kozlov. I don't know why he was there. And I forgot the last person. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
Big Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, him. The match was good. I enjoyed every minute of it. Triple H won.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad about Triple H winning. I always troll about Triple H, but I think that was probably the best winner at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker was doing his own thing. He really didn't need the world title.
Yeah.
Then you had Big Show and Kozlov. And Jeff Hardy, by far, was the MVP of this match.
Yes, it
Jeff
was.
Hardy, man.
A lot of people wanted to see Jeff Hardy win.
If Jeff Hardy wasn't addicted to the things he was addicted to, he could have been the face of SmackDown on Raw, and they could have turned Cena heel when they wanted him to. That could have been perfect. I actually love this match, bro. I'm gonna give this a 8. An 8. It was pretty good.
The 8.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Honestly, I'm gonna take it a little step further.
Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for joining in. Thank you.
Now, real quick, I just want to throw in, I was a kid we were all kids. Me and you, JoJo, was for sure kids at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And the character Edge was at the time. Oh, how funny it was to see him get eliminated in the fashion that he did, but it came back and got me later, so we'll get to that. But it was hilarious seeing the look on Edge's face, and Triple H in the pod laughing at him. I was like, yo, me being a kid, I'll never forget. I screamed so loud and like my mom was like, "You good?" I'm like, "Great."
Yeah.
We have a new champion in store. Boy, did I live to regret that.
Boy, you just didn't know.
But I mean, that first chamber match, man, that was just like every second of it was all over the place. And honestly, I think Kozlov was mainly in that spot strictly because of he wasn't on a roll, but he was getting when I tell you Kozlov, you're like, oh, you kind of had an idea of who he was because he was on SmackDown every week.
Yeah.
So I feel like just for him, he was just. I also feel like he was just another competitor, just to fill in for the match.
Yeah.
But he was on his name, it wasn't a massive name, but he was building a little bit of something because he had also beaten Taker that year too.
Yeah, he ain't lost a match, so.
Clean.
Of
He
course.
beat Undertaker clean on SmackDown.
Yep, and with no theme song too.
Boy, when I seen it as a kid, boy, oh my God, I seen red, bro.
I was pissed.
So heated.
It was Friday night.
I was like, bro, it's no way. Cause like I didn't even know who Kozlov was at the time, but then he just randomly beats Taker. Bro, I was like, all right, bro, what's in the Kool-Aid back there, bro? Cause y'all not cooking with this.
Who wrote this
my
script?
God,
you got this man losing to a guy with no theme song.
That's terrible. That's terrible, man.
They're gonna be
Only
like,
our
who wrote
truth can
this?
rock that.
Exactly.
Undertaker got his revenge, though. He got his revenge. Eliminated him.
Yeah.
So.
I know they was gonna actually do a Mania to where like Kozlov was gonna be the one to defeat Undertaker Street.
When I saw that, I was like, Sean, please go get the win.
And
that would have been
Lord and behold, bro. They gave us 2 banger main events at Mania.
Yep.
I give this one a 10 out of 10 because I think because of like what happened on SmackDown before that match. When Triple H and Undertaker was tag team partners. They ended up winning the match. Undertaker walking, Triple H point to him. I was like, oh, this about to set it off at the chamber match right there. I was waiting for them two. And them two, like I said, perfect ending. The respect for each other. It was just like all out. All right, cool. This was perfect ending. Edge, even like I said, people don't like Edge. But I was like, damn, this nigga lost like that. He's a bum. I was like, all right, cool. But Jeff Hardy, by far, the most entertaining one in the match. Kozlov, like I said, he was doing good. And Big Show, of course. Big Show's Big Show. Of course. But other than that, like I said, my top performance was definitely Triple H, Undertaker. They eliminated 2 people. So I say 10 out of 10 for that. Start off. And you started off the whole pay-per-view. Boom. Like, you can forget about these boo-boo ass matches in between. Like, like people were still off that elimination chamber, man. I was like, damn. And they were sitting here just constantly like waiting for the other one. That like, man, we ain't care about this other garbage little matches that y'all had in between. But
hey. And real quick, Marv, I just want to throw a correction in there. And we don't count it as a match, obviously. You know those little dark matches? It was Melina winning that match. I was like, damn, they couldn't even be like live.
Who she faced?
Yeah,
she played. It was Melina. She defeated Beth Phoenix.
They could have had that on the main card, honestly.
Yeah, you could have took the Jack Swagger match off.
For real.
And put that on there.
On ECW.
Yeah, you could have put that on there instead of the.
Man, Finley in 2009. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on now.
He was already out the door almost. Come on.
Pretty much.
Yeah. 2008 was his only really solid run.
Yeah.
Other than him debuting as a heel in 06, but I mean 08 as a face, that was like his. After that No Way Out 2008. I mean after WrestleMania 24, that's when everything kind of went downhill.
Right.
Yeah, he was already selling for that retirement life anyway. I mean, you can't blame him, man. I think he worked in WCW too, so he was already on the older side. So it was bound to happen.
Yeah, he put in some work. I can't knock him. I can't never knock Finley.
Yeah.
But let's go to this no holds barred personal between Shane and Randy.
Oh God, man. Oh my God, the summer of Randy, bro. Oh my God.
The pint.
Oh, he was on something, bro.
He was.
That man. When I tell you, and I was scared of Undertaker and Kane growing up. Randy was sick and evil, bro. Like, y'all just don't know how sick and evil and twisted this man was. He slapped Vince. He kicked Vince. This man just punning the whole McMahon family. Then he threatened, I haven't seen Linda in a while. Maybe should I pay her? Bro, like, bro, what is you on, bro?
That was some demon shit. I like that.
Don't forget, he also handcuffed Triple H and RKO'd Stephanie and then sealed it with a kiss right in front of him.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. 7-year-old me, bro, seeing that, boy, I was hyped, bro. I was like, Triple H, you ain't letting this slide, ain't you, big bro? You not letting this.
You need to, I was like, you need to counter it to your 2001 heelish tactics.
Yeah, but he had to. This was after though. He had to handle that business at the chamber first.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta remember this all led up to the WrestleMania 25.
Yeah.
So,
And I will say, Triple H did handle business.
he did.
He
handled
back.
business all that year until
Oh,
Backlash.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. Oh, don't
why
even remind me.
Why you gotta bring that part up? Damn.
Oh, brother.
Yo,
And he had Batista on his team too.
should have known that shit wasn't gonna work though. Should have known that shit.
But honestly though, that I'm glad. Like when that Randy and Shane popped up. Remember, you know the little match card when it pops up and they show like Shawn Michaels was the when they show up the next match. I think when they brought that up, when that match was next, I was silent watching that one as a kid. Because I knew I was like, Shane's already pissed at what you did to Triple H, Steph, like that. I mean, not Triple H, I'm sorry, but what he did to the McMahon family, Shane was supposed to be the one to step up. And they had a couple no DQ matches, him and Shane. But this one, I like this match. Watching Shane jump off the top rope through a table, I was like, as a kid, I was like, I knew it was going to happen.
Right.
I was like, where's the table spot? Come on. But I gave that match, for me, strictly, I gave that an 8. I loved it. It was personal. It wasn't, and it was a feud with no championship. That's what made it even better.
I agree. Me personally, I'm gonna give it a 7. I enjoyed it. Like,
yeah, baby.
Like with storylines like this, that's why I always say it should always have a stipulation: no holds barred, anything goes. That's how storylines should be. Blood. You saw blood. Randy got busted open. Randy laid out on the table. The legacy came out. You seen a young Cody Rhodes, a young Ted DiBiase. You know, Shane took care of business. You know, jump on the table. Shane doing crazy stuff. Bro, that RKO spot was nasty, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that was nasty. Bro, off that alone, bro, I'm giving that a 7, bro. I enjoyed the match, though. I think it was pretty good for what it was.
Man,
but yeah,
listen.
that brother Randy was on the run that year, man.
I'm gonna give this match a 5. This match was boo-boo. Storyline was great until this match happened. You needed these two fools to help you with Shane McMahon. Come on, man. Cody and damn near Ted could have stayed out the damn match. For real. So you mean to tell me that you needed these fools here to help you with this match right here? That's what you're sitting here telling me. That's what you're telling me right here, right now.
But that was also Randy's way of also saying,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a damn how I got it.
Bergen, what up, bro? No,
but that was pre-American Nightmare too, man.
No, F all that. That match is a 5. Like I said, it was cool until they got involved with that. I was like, you can help him with any other match, but Shane McMahon, come on, man. You could have let Randy handle that by himself.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yo.
Yeah, you lost some points with that one. But like I said before, the storyline was great. Storyline was perfect, you know. It was cool. Baby boy was gonna come in here and avenge his father. Perfect. It couldn't have been perfect, but then this garbage ass match happened. I'm like, all right. You went coast to coast on the wrong person. Like you literally wasted a trash can on goofy ass Cody Rhodes. Like, come on, man. Like let's be
clear. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Raw around that time, like, you know, Raw or SmackDown has always built around the face.
It was.
Randy Orton was such on the hot run.
He was.
That they built that whole show around Randy Orton. And people don't
Yeah,
talk
2009 Randy was crazy. I agree.
He was on that brother was on a Kobe Bryant 2006 run.
He was.
I agree. On a run.
I agree. I definitely agree with you.
And Randy Orton, too, I think in one of his interviews, he said once he was able to channel the fans' anger towards him, he was like, that's when I was like, all right, now I just sunk my teeth into something. Now I got to get you to really hate me.
And like I said earlier,
man was just.
And like I said earlier, we all understood that he wasn't going to be in no championship match because he just won the Rumble. So I understood that, but just like, damn, come on, man, let's be real here. All right, I'm gonna let y'all talk about this garbage match here.
Oh, goody! And you like how that match is 7 minutes long too, almost 8.
Yeah, y'all can have that one. That's a negative. That's a -1 for me. So go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, that's great. I knew you were gonna give. I'm giving him a 2, honestly.
I'm gonna give it a 3, bro. That match wasn't good, man. I'm sorry. The only thing I enjoyed about that match was Hornswoggle.
Bro.
I'm not gonna even lie to you. And I love Finley, bro. I think he's an underrated technician, bro. But that
he was on his way out.
Yeah, bro. Like, let's take a minute, bro. Jack Swagger is a multi-time world champion, bro.
In the WWE, that's crazy.
It is, bro. Like,
and to make matters worse, he's been a world champion, and he cashed in on fucking Randy out of all.
He even within a world champion, and people talk about Jey Uso versus Gunther Mania for the world championship. This brother,
Jericho,
Jack Swagger, was in a world title match at Mania against Del Rio.
That's right. Oh yeah, when he was doing the people with that Zed Coulter dude. You remember that? You remember his skit?
Yes,
remember how? And pause when I say this, but you remember how hard they were pushing him that year? And he was attacked, and then all of a sudden Del Rio became the face. Like, huh? Wait a minute, what's going on here?
That was crazy,
bro. I'm not gonna lie. If this is what hell feels like, bro, I don't want no parts of it. Cause that man, damn, I don't know, man.
They could have saved that match for ECW.
Man, them boys put on the stinker, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It was the stinker.
Well, that was an ECW match on that card in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand if it was somebody like Christian or Evan Bourne or somebody. Okay, CM Punk before he
Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, like I understand that, but come on, bro. You mean to tell me Jack Swagger was an ECW World Champ over Shelton Benjamin?
You gotta be tall.
At that point, you that, and you also gotta look at who the fuck was writing this shit and thought it was a good idea.
Man, the only thing enjoyable about that match was Hornswoggle, Matt Striker, and Todd Grisham.
Oh my God, Todd Grisham. And that's when ECW really fell. After Taz and Joey Styles left.
Yeah. I think, wasn't Taz on this pay-per-view too? He was on SmackDown, right?
Who?
No, this is 09. He was commentating in TNA, I believe, by this point.
Man. Oh, brother. Vince.
Gotta do better.
Vince. I don't know what was in your coffee that day, bro. But you, man, a 3. And that's being generous.
Don't be generous when it comes to that.
That also goes to Triple H's point. Remember when he said in an interview years ago? I mean, a couple years ago, he said Vince doesn't know wrestling anymore. And there were some.
When now?
In 09, but there were
when now
like
or back then?
No, he's talking about now.
But you ain't got shit to do with it, Trey. No, stop. It's 16 years later. No.
Like matches like the Finley and Jack Swagger, like that did not need to be there.
I agree. That actually could have been a Divas match at the time, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's what I said.
Melina and Beth Phoenix, that would have been better on the pay-per-view than a dark match.
Yes.
Not really.
Honestly, bro, they could have did Jack Swagger and Finley for that dark match, bro. If we being real. Yeah. I really feel like they would have.
I agree.
By far the worst match on this card, bro, and it's not even close.
Michael Cole and Jerry could have fought.
Man, oh God, oh God.
I rather would have seen that for real. Not gonna lie to you.
We did like 2-3 years later.
Oh brother, Michael Cole heel turn, bro. That was something. It was something.
Hey, real quick, just before we get back to regular programming, I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how much you paying me. I'm not letting someone put barbecue sauce on their toes and shove it down my mouth.
Hell no. What type of freaky shit is that?
Like kiss my foot match. Get the fuck out of here. This nigga Michael Cole had toe fungus when he took his sock off.
Weirdos, man. Yeah, anyway.
Vince lost his mind right there.
I'll make sure I edit that part out because that was a waste of time. All or Nothing. match here.
Who wants to start?
JBL versus Shawn
I
Michaels.
start this, man. It was disappointing. It was very
Yeah,
disappointing.
very disappointing.
Especially for a Shawn Michaels match. Very
Yes.
disappointing. I'm gonna give it a 5, bro. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was nothing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was
Yeah.
just plain out.
It was in purgatory.
It was painfully average. And the only thing I really liked about it was when Shawn Michaels caught hot at the end of the match.
Yeah.
He got all that momentum. Sweet chin music, 1, 2, 3. That was it. But I ain't gonna lie though, JBL clothesline from Hales though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a finisher. I'm just saying.
It is. If you ask me, JBL looks like such a sloppy ass wrestler. Like his elbow drops are just so sloppy. Everything just about him just looks so sloppy about JBL. My favorite part of the match was when his wife slapped him. Shawn's wife slapped him. Of course, that was the moment of the match right there. Wife getting involved, you taunting her all this shit, and then she got involved. So of course.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm on the same spectrum. No, I was just gonna say I'm on the same spectrum with you, JoJo. I gave it a 5, just because it wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that I enjoyed to officially cap that rivalry off was when Shawn the next night was doing that. You know how you hate when people point on you or tap you.
Mm-hmm.
He walked up, he came out the ring, and he tapped him like how he was doing. He goes, "God, don't you hate it when people do that to you?" But honestly, though, Marv, you had brought it up earlier. The storyline, it was all right, but like you said earlier, in 2009, his net worth was what, 15 mil? You said.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that rivalry alone may have been rushed.
It was. It wasn't thought all the way through. It wasn't thought all the way through, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For y'all to say Shawn Michaels was broke in 2009 doesn't even sound right.
We talking about the greatest in-ring performer of all time in WWE history is broke.
Mr. WrestleMania himself broke. Come on now. Let's be real.
We also gotta realize this too. This is 2009, so this is like when JBL as well was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out too.
Yeah, and I think around that time, that's when he hit that stock market and made that $20 million. So of course he was like rich.
And then that's also when he had quit at that WrestleMania a month later.
Yeah.
To Rey Mysterio. Damn, that's right, he did. And I never being.
Wait, WrestleMania was you said when?
I mean, not a month. I'm sorry. That No Way Out, and then it's
No Way Out was in February.
So I think Mania was March. So they had a whole build up to, because Mania, not a month. I'm sorry, but that Mania build up, he quit at that Mania 25.
Yeah.
He needed to quit.
Yeah, he had to. And now that's what I'm saying. Now that you have brought that up, when you said 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I didn't thinking about that now. He was.
Yeah.
His moveset got sloppy, like Marv just brought up.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even.
Yeah, he wasn't that APA. He wasn't that APA Bradshaw.
He wasn't 2004 or 2005 Bradshaw.
Hell no.
Oh God, no.
Hell no. When the actual clothesline from hell looked legit.
Man, that brother Bradshaw, bro. I used to think that brother was a racist for real, boy. Oh God.
Bro,
but here's the thing. They say he one of the nicest people ever, though.
Yeah. They said even Eddie Guerrero. There's been talks like when Eddie passed, he was distraught. He said Eddie kind of helped give me that push.
Yeah, I get a match of 3. Like you said, it wasn't a Shawn Michaels match, but it was just something to go on the card because they needed something on that card. Like I said, storyline I feel like was great, but other than that, the match was just straight boo boo. Could have been better. It showed that he was hurt the whole time. So I was like, all right.
And honestly, the headlines of that pay-per-view was you bought the pay-per-view strictly because of the Elimination Chamber matches. And in my case, I don't know about y'all, but at least for me, I bought it. I ordered it, not just because of the Chamber, but also because I thought, for the Randy and Shane, too.
Yeah.
But I think that match did its course, though. I think the match, honestly, that's probably
fine. Yeah. Just
the latest matches that they put on that card, though, it was better than all of them. Way better. It's not even close.
Like I said, I'm glad the story was over at the point, because it was pretty silly. Like I said, the story was pretty silly, but it made sense. But I'm kind of glad they moved on from it because we probably wouldn't have had the greatest match at WrestleMania 25. So I'm glad they didn't have no type of rematch or none of that. I'm glad they moved on from it. So that's it, pretty much. All right. JoJo's favorite moment. The other Elimination Chamber. To where somebody wasn't supposed to be there. I think that's why JoJo's a little mad. So let's talk about it, JoJo. Oh, come on. Don't do that, JoJo. Talk to me.
Let me start this one off.
No. Let him start it off. JoJo, start that off for me, brother.
Hey, bro, I'm hurting just like you too.
Man, as a kid, when I watched this match, I reached a high level of depression. A very high level of depression. You had Cena, Ray, Y2J, Kane. I don't even know why Mike Knox is there, but he was there.
He was just there.
And Kofi. Well, I thought we were getting Kofi. Here come this nigga, the rated R superstar. Just give my guy Kofi a concerto, bro. And he puts himself in the match. So, boom, the match was good. I think this was probably the best match on the card, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
But when I seen that spot, John Cena taking 3 finishers. John Cena wasn't, keep in mind, he was not in that match for 2 whole minutes.
Exactly.
I seen this man eat 3 finishers in 1, 2, 3. That's it. Oh my God, I turned the TV off. I turned the TV off when I was a kid and I walked outside. Because it was, I was like, it's no way Vince McMahon is, he got to be trolling. I go back in the house, turn it on. Edge is the world heavyweight champ. I was so upset. I was like, it's no way he put this slop together and expect me to be okay with this. I'm trying to get this a 0, but the match is good, so I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, I gave that match an honest 10. I loved that match. That was a damn good match, minus that fucking sneaky opportunist Edge. And that's the same thing as my friend had ordered it that night, and the whole freaking night he kept saying, like, something feels weird. And I was like, me being kidding, I'm like, okay, whatever. You always say that.
Mm-hmm.
When that man attacked Kofi, I was like, how you gonna rob Kofi of that opportunity? I mean, I knew he probably wasn't gonna win, but how the fuck you gonna rob him of that opportunity? Edge was he already had his shot. When that happened, bro, I was so upset. I couldn't, because Edge was that heel back then, him and Randy.
Mm-hmm.
So I could, watching Edge win, bro, I started calculating in my head, okay, so a bad guy normally holds the title for about 2 or 3 months. So we're in February, so January. I used to start calculating his title reign. I was like, take that shit off of him, please. But the match alone was, the match by itself though was really good. I enjoyed, it's just the brutality of the Elimination Chamber back then. They're just at that standpoint, and I'm not talking about the cage itself, but even the flooring. I know when guys got slammed on that steel in the morning, I'm sure they woke up with bruising.
And I'm gonna say this too, man. I know Kane was declining around this time, but you mean to take Kane was the first nigga over Mike?
Well, the big man. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah,
that's crazy. That is crazy. You can't tell me it's not crazy.
And he's more tenured than Mike Knox.
Kane eliminated before Mike Knox is absolute wild. And I would die on that hill, bro. It's no way, bro. Then on top of that, Cena eat 3 finishers, bro. Uno, dos, tres. 3, bro. He ate 3 finishers and lost. And then people ask me, why did you hate Edge? Because of stuff like this. Edge done did this to Cena twice. He done did this to Batista. He done did this to Undertaker, bro. I hated Edge, bro. Adam Copeland, if you're watching this, I hated you growing up. And if I was his biggest hater in the world, Man, oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I just hated that dude, bro. I hated him, bro. I couldn't stand his face. I couldn't stand his gear. I hated his music. I hated Lita. I hated Vicky. I hated Big Show, Chavo, Zach, Kurt. I hated everybody that associated themselves with Edge. I even hated Randy, bro. That's how much hatred in my body I had it for Edge, man. I hated him, bro.
And you know what? That's also him doing his job. If he got us to feel like that, then he was doing a. But
yeah,
I'm sorry, you kind of gave me a little. You just rewired my memory, a bad memory. That with the shit, not only the shit that he did to Kofi, but the shit he did to The Undertaker. That shit, I think I was in 3rd grade. No wait, that shit set me off. I was like, okay. And then to make it worse, even though Taker ended up winning the Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam, the TLC pay-per-view was the one night stand. That was the one pay-per-view, because at that time it was $59.99, and my parents didn't have money. Like, it was tough. That was the one pay-per-view I got out of the entire year, and I was so confident that The Undertaker was going to walk out of TLC the winner. When that dude pushed the ladder over, and he went through all 4 tables, I was like, yo, lights have to turn out. Strike him with lightning. Do something. But the pop that Edge got when he attacked Kofi, the fans were like, oh, nah, not this shit again.
Bruh. And it was, bro, I was such a big hater of Edge. I used to play my old SmackDown versus Raw games. I used to put that nigga overall on 0, bro. I hated him, bro. Like,
That's
if I was
crazy.
in at that pay-per-view, he did something like that, I would have jumped the barricade and started fighting this dude, bro. He did. Bro, y'all just don't know how annoying Edge was growing up, bro. That dude, bro, oh my god, bro. This dude was like a fly at the barbecue, bro. I hated him so much, bro. Dude, oh my god, bro. Edge was unbearable, bro. He was unbearable, bro.
And to make matters worse, to have Vicky Guerrero by your side, excuse me, I was like, oh, even my mom used to come in the room, she'd be like, Dre, she is annoying. Turn that down, please. I was like, it's not me. She won't shut up.
And bro, and people was like, why did you like Randy? You didn't like Edge. At least you know you was getting out of Randy. Randy's gonna know he gonna mess you up before he can do it. Edge was the type of person to run away, and when you least expect it, he'll show up out of nowhere and screw you over, bro. I did not like that, bro. If you gonna stand on business, bro, stand on business. Don't run away, then come back and try to act like you're that guy. Pal, you're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy.
And then he would show up on SmackDown or Raw. I told you, and I'd be like, oh, his stupid promos.
Thank God, bro. Thank God John Cena got that title off him, bro. Like, oh my God. Thank you, G.
Immediately, too, at Mania, and that triple threat, I was like, whoo.
I know this is off topic. Why was Big Show in that match?
Not quite sure why he was.
Your question should be, why was he not only in the match, but why were him and Edge in a love triangle with Vicky?
Man. Bruh. I used to close my eyes seeing Vicky and Edge kiss, bro. Oh my God.
Wait, you said Big Show wasn't in the John Cena match?
At Mania 25, yeah, it was a triple threat.
That was the
that
yeah,
match.
He both of them up. Well, I used to think Cena was hard, bro. Like, dang, this nigga strong, bro. bro.
But
Edge
that was a good ass story too, though.
Yeah, but it was like I love Big Show. I just don't think he was needed for that match, in my opinion. I just don't think he was needed.
But it was time for him to be in something, though.
Bro, they should have put me and Cena in a handicap match against Edge, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Oh my God, we'd have tornado handicap match. We'd have been whooping Edge at the same time, bro.
Nah, bro.
Hate what Marvin and you understand. I'm sure you have a very good idea here, but you understand our hatred as kids at that time for Edge, because the shit he did, bro. Like when he told Christian when he turned heel years ago, he goes, at least when I did things with pizzazz, and I was like, no,
you didn't.
No, the fuck you didn't.
See,
you cheated every opportunity you got.
Man,
I'm gonna say this: the match was a 10 because my guy snuck in there. See, you young motherfuckers is ungrateful. ungrateful. You better be glad for opportunities like Edge. I'm gonna speak on this match though.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say it's a 10 out of 10 because it was a pretty good match. It was a lot of fun, especially the second half of it. The start of it with Jericho and Mysterio was incredible, by far incredible. Like it's the first half, especially like when Kane and Knox got in there, it was pretty uninteresting. But at the end of the day, with Mysterio and Jericho, especially like what they did in the previous with the Rumble, them lasting, I think Ray lasted 40 minutes, 50 minutes, and Jericho lasted 40 minutes. So for them two to start it off and still be in it at the end was, like I said, by far a 10, in my opinion. Like you said, Kane being eliminated before Mike Knox was diabolical.
That's crazy.
Diabolical, especially the biggest guys in the match. Then by far, uh, when Edge entered it, was got a little interesting and started to pick up. I was definitely mad when John Cena got in there, only 2 minutes. Disappointed. I was like, damn, it's set up for Edge to win. It's set up for Edge to win. I'm like, come on, you mean to tell me Mysterio is gonna win? And for him doing all them pinfalls, I was like, nah, this is not gonna win.
Bro, this is Super Cena we talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I seen Cena get kicked. I seen Cena kick out of multiple Batista bombs. Getting choked
That's
out.
why I say the first Elimination Chamber match was better because Triple H and Undertaker was kicking out the pedigrees, was kicking out the tombstones.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me a 619, a weak ass spear that looked at weak, and a code breaker knocked Cena out like that? Rick, really? This is what we doing?
They knocked Super Cena out. We know damn well that ain't going.
But here's the thing: at the end of the day, this is why I'm kind of glad that 09 was Randy's year.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, because that right there, especially at the beginning of the year, really.
Man.
Like I said, I'm sorry. I mean, I love Edge. That's my guy. But that spear on him, pause, was weak as hell. That sounds like a weak ass 619 is going to really sit here and knock out. Y'all say Superman. Like,
I
get the
seen a
fuck out
prime
of here.
Cena and a prime Randy Orton take on the whole
Exactly.
Raw. You gotta tell me this nigga can't. You gotta.
Yeah, he can't kick out of a dumbass 619. Come on,
bro.
man.
And him and Randy too. They was
Right.
actually a
Clean
solid
it
team.
out.
But I
They
like
was
the.
helping each other.
I'm gonna say this. This is a random. I like the story of the match, especially with Edge forcing himself into it, finding a way to win again. It was cheap, but it still was
Ultimate
interesting at the
opportunity.
same day. It was an opportunity. He had an opportunity. Could have it been explained better? Of course it could have been. But as we all know, WWE is not very good at explaining the logic or the lack of a logic. But like I said, overall, it was a 10. It was a great story. Like I said, the key part of the match was definitely Cena's elimination. He's always been known to be a favorite in these type of matches, especially like in the regular elimination chambers. But I think fans were more stunned by it, especially like I said when I ordered it. But like I said, by far he was a big star at that time. I just felt like they had to make him lose because it was Randy's time, especially with him winning that Rumble that year. And him taking out the legendary McMahon family. So yeah, I definitely feel like it was especially like the match being a half hour. Mysterio did good. Edge did good too. They both eliminated 2 people.
Yep. When he put that chair on his arm and popped his shoulder in, I was like, oh, you are one sick son of a gun.
And bro, and I enjoyed it, bro. Cause like I said, if Randy said he's gonna hurt you, he gonna get you. He gonna let you know beforehand so you can prepare to get you. He's gonna get you. That's why.
And Jojo, I hate to bring this up to you. I'm sorry because it's gonna be joggy, but just as fast as Edge lost that champ world title at WrestleMania, he earned it right back the following at that Backlash when Big Show interfered. Remember when he threw Cena through the spotlight?
All right. So,
Nah, but here's the thing. The only reason why I say Edge had a cool ass heel run from 2005 to 2009. So that's why I say he did a good ass job. He took advantage like he's supposed to.
Man, Man, if Edge ever watch this podcast episode, I want him to let him know. Don't retire yet, because I'm putting these wrestling boots on at the end of this year. I'm putting that ring. I'm training. I'm coming for
come
you.
on, man.
I'm coming for you. Don't run.
He said, "I'm gonna hit you with a concerto too."
Oh yeah, we're gonna put him at action. Indefinitely.
And real quick too, I was gonna say too, like what my bad. I just want to go back to it for a split second. But when he was feuding with Taker in a way, my friend had asked me. He was like, "Do you think Edge, you know the Edge Taker rivalry? Do you think Edge has been more of a thorn in the Undertaker than any other superstar?" And I said, "Absolutely." That man.
No, John. I think John. See, people fail to realize that's the most underrated rivalry I've ever seen.
Oh no! I mean, like as far for the Undertaker and who he's fought.
Hell no.
I think Edge was more
Kane
of a
was
thorn.
a big thorn too, though. At one point, Kane was a big thorn.
Kane was definitely way bigger thorn, than Edge, in my opinion, to Taker. And I think Undertaker will tell you that. Because you got to remember, that started in the 90s. And then they tried to bring it back somewhat 2000s and then 2010s. So that was like 20-something years in the making of the Kane and Undertaker, though.
Yeah, but
in 2010 it came into culmination.
Yeah, because technically, think about it, though. Sorry, Jojo, I don't mean to cut you off. How many matches have they really had?
Well, yeah, because they feuded for what? Edge Taker feuded for a year, so late.
Probably like a year or two.
Armageddon 2007, all the way.
One WrestleMania.
Yeah.
What?
And he main evented that WrestleMania too.
Backlash? Was it Backlash they had that fight too?
Who, Taker and Edge?
Yeah.
Yeah, they fought at.
Did they fight at the back?
They fought at Backlash, then they fought at Judgment Day, they fought at One Night Stand, and then
that was
the
it.
rivalry culminated at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that was it. Other than that, you really didn't see that.
And actually, yeah, I wouldn't count 7 because Batista was kind of involved late 2007. It was Taker, Edge, and Batista.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's way bigger thorns than Edge. Because that really
I
wasn't.
I just think the way, because when Kane beat up the Undertaker, he had some attacks, but I just think it was just the way Edge was doing certain shit.
Edge was scared of the Undertaker.
No.
So
and well, that goes to my point. All the shit that Edge had ever done to the Undertaker up to that point, I think it was JR that said it, because Undertaker had never used the concerto in his career until he started. He hit Edge with a camera, bro. When I ordered that pay-per-view, he hit Edge with a camera, a concerto, walked out the cage, turned back and said, "Oh, you still moving?" Choke slammed him off the ladder through there. To me, that was the same of like, now please rest, man. Don't come back for like 6 months.
And the next thing you know, we had a random pay-per-view. Vicky Guerrero comes out. He's here.
And he came back with a beer.
Think you know me. I turned the TV off.
Crazy.
I turned the damn TV off, man.
Crazy work.
Oh my god.
But it was like at least with Undertaker and Kane, like one was on Raw and one was on SmackDown, so they really didn't cross paths like that.
Right.
Undertaker had to see that nigga for a whole 2 years, bro. So he couldn't avoid him, bro. And that's what make it more annoying.
Exactly. So yeah. All right. Final thoughts of the 2009 No Way Out.
I'm gonna give it an 8. It was a very good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it outside of Edge, but yeah, it was a very good pay-per-view. I ain't gonna lie though, how much I hated that spot. 3 finishes to put Prime Cena down was kind of crazy. I actually think that spot was good. The RKO spot was good. I thought Randy was gonna kill Shane after the match, like how he always do people. Overall, it was just it was a good pay-per-view though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it. For me, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. The only reason I gave it a 7 is just because, matches like the Jack Swagger one didn't need to be there. But overall, still solid pay-per-view. 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna give this pay-per-view a solid, and I mean a solid 8, because like I said, it was by far the best pay-per-view in 2009, in my opinion. I think it was a great show, especially built around the 2 elimination chambers. Especially like But the whole storyline for both of them was incredible, especially like the shows leading up to it, like the Monday Raw and the SmackDown the week before prior to it. Like you said, Super Cena losing in the Elimination Chamber was shocking. Was definitely the shocker one. Kofi Kingston getting attacked by Edge. Edge is an opportunity taking that advantage once again. And I also think like the Randy and the Shane was like a pretty good street fight. You know, to have some other brutal stuff up in there. You know, Shane with his little weird punches, of course, laughable. But like I said, all these storylines were so great until the actual match happens. If that makes any type of sense. But definitely, shout out to WWE for trying to make it happen, for definitely trying to make it work. So I definitely give this a solid 8 because, like I said, the Elimination Chambers, both of them set it off. Especially like the perfect ending with Triple H and Undertaker. That, like I said, two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And once again, my guy Edge, the GOAT, the GOAT, future Hall of Famer.
No yeets.
Huh?
And,
No yeets.
no.
It's all
And
good.
honestly, JoJo, I was looking at even rewatching the network too. Just even rewatching it. When I got to 2008 Marv, it gets to a point like I can watch any attack, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes to little Edge's shit, when his little moments come, I'm looking at like I'll go on YouTube. John Cena gets revenge on Edge. What episode is that? I'll go down to it. I'm like, cool. So I got 3 weeks. So I got to suffer for the next 2 shows,
Facts.
and then watch you get your ass whooped.
Like I said, in my
It was
opinion,
like, that dude, bro.
It's like you could
did
beat,
stuff, bro.
yeah, you could take Edge down, but then once you could win 1, 2, 3. That's fine. You'd be all excited, but you'll go from excited to he'll get you the next night. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah. Like I said, I loved it, man. Like I said, in my opinion, best match was definitely the Triple H and Undertaker. That was the best Elimination Chamber to me. Worst was the Jack Swagger Finley. My favorite most memorable moment of the pay-per-view, Edge attacking Kofi, which I'm like, why couldn't you just attack Mike Knox, sorry ass? You could have attacked him and let Kofi get it. But once again, like I said, Edge will get in there and win. So, what about y'all? Best match, worst match, most memorable moment?
I say the Raw's Elimination Chamber was the best.
Really?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed that more. And I love Jeff Hardy, and I think he was MVP of the SmackDowns. It was just something about Ray and Chris Jericho in that ring by themselves. And then the other people, man, Ray and Chris put on the show. So I feel like that's the best, and by far the worst match was Finley and Jack Swagger, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And the fact that shit was 7 minutes and 53 seconds is crazy.
Man, that should have been 2 minutes and 3 minutes.
Bro, if you had chores...
No, that should have been no minutes.
If you had chores to do, go do them at that time.
They could have had some backstage promos for that.
Man, when they say a bathroom break for real, absolute bathroom break. I'm just gonna be honest. Oh my god.
I agree.
Watching that match, bro. Oh my god, bro. That was brutal. Like, that was very brutal.
Yeah.
For me, my favorite match was the SmackDown Chamber. I like that match a lot. And the most boring, I think we're 3 for 3 on this one. But obviously, Finley versus Jack Swagger for the ECW Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then, even though we freaking hated him, I got to give Edge that spot because what other superstar can do that? What other superstar would have pulled that off?
JoJo, I know it kills you that he was in both of these matches too, don't it?
He was, not just in one. He was in both.
I know it kills you that he was in both of them, wasn't it?
He took all the joy from my heart.
He did?
Yeah.
But that's a solid debate too, though. I'm going to ask the fans this. Like, which Elimination Chamber did y'all think was the best between the SmackDown one and the Raw one in the 2009 No Way Out? That's a good debatable match. I'm going to clip that and put that on.
I want to point out, too, Ray had that cool spot with Edge. He he climbed on top of the little railing.
Yeah,
He jumped down and hit him with a hurricane runner. That was nasty. That was clean.
it was. It was.
That was nasty.
And like I said, it was some cool, solid moments in both of them. But like I said, just the SmackDown to set it off when Triple H like spit that water on the Big Show. I was like, yeah, my man ready, man. He's ready for it, boy. Just for the Undertaker to walk out first, then Triple H walked out, spit the water on Big Show. I was like, yeah, this is it. He ready, man.
Oh yeah.
Like I
And
said,
what made that
two
SmackDown
giants
one-
just walked in there in the last of the dying breed. And for them two to have like the
Literally.
incredible matches, man, that was just, I'm sorry. That was,
And it's cool too because I think for that SmackDown chamber too is like you had some top notch, besides
Yeah.
like I think one
You had
superstar,
some heat.
you had some top notch talent in there.
yeah, you had some heat
And
in
to
there.
make it even better, it was the ending, Triple H and Take.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Anything else before we get up out of here, people?
I do got a suggestion. All right, so you know how we've been doing like some of the best pay-per-views for the last week. I think we should do some of the worst pay-per-views ever.
Yeah, that should definitely be one.
Yeah,
It
I got
should
a
be.
few of
And
'em.
Marv, me and you and Ray know a lot about some bad pay-per-views.
I got a few WrestleManias I could put on there.
WrestleMania 1 through what? 6?
Oh, brother. Right.
Hey,
anything with
JoJo,
Hulk
if
Hogan
you go back and look at some of those matches, say there's like 9 matches, about 5 of them were DQs or no contests.
bro. Anything with Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior on it, bro. It's
Yeah.
cute.
I agree.
I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, you just said exactly what Marv said when we first started that.
I got you.
Anything, bro. Skip. Delete it from my brain.
we could do that next week. I don't
Oh,
care.
worst pay-per-view?
Worst pay-per-views. But it's gonna probably be depressing, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, that's fine. Point is, we got to get these out. We got to talk about them.
Yeah, I don't care. Worst pay-per-view.
Look at the disdain. I can just hear it. He's like,
Man, oh, brother. This guy stinks.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
Oh,
Hey, real quick before you do split, 'cause I know Marv, you did say you had to leave or something like that.
Yeah.
Real quick.